What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are doing our next episode of Retrograde Infinitum reviews. We are on episode 9, which is 9. Yeah, 9.
One away from 10.
One away from 10. Episode 9, let the hacking begin. In this episode, we meet a new friend. I would just say, not as bad as I originally thought. Still not, not. Anyway, we're just gonna dive right into the episode. The crew meets up at Hawk Landing.
They meet up there and they're gonna actually make a plan.
Yeah,
we need some team building.
There's a lot of back and forth about making the plan and getting things right and being on the same page, because last episode some people were off on the wrong foot about like what to do and how to do it and when to do it, and make sure everybody know what they're doing, right?
Yes, but while I do agree with you that was not how that was supposed to be done. Nobody actually objected to Kat saying, "This is what I'm doing." Like, nobody actually made it clear if he was supposed to come out. And when he didn't, they did make it clear he was supposed to come out, but when he didn't come out, nobody said, okay, plan B, which they did not have a plan B.
No, they didn't. That was one thing. There's like, you should go in and you should have a plan B. Don't always think your plan's gonna go wrong. But
especially in this setting, it seems like you should always have a plan B, maybe C.
Yep. But they end up talking about what to do with Bruce and Callus's body. They also talk about what to do with the vampire body in the next room, which is not decomposing. Its stake is still in its chest, and they're trying to just figure out what to do about that. We hear a little bit about Flynn from his last battle, and he is still pretty messed up from his last battle. He's refusing to get help. He's refusing to just get really looked at properly. Right? You know, why are you doing this to yourself, Finn?
He's also drunk, like really drunk.
Sounds like he's gonna need some therapy.
There's a lot of therapy.
Cece goes to talk to Lumi, and she asks about Roy, if she's seen Roy or got any information on Roy. But Lumi obviously lies about it. And I'm like, what is this about? Like, what's going on here? Because, like, Lumi's supposed to be Cece's friend, right?
She is, but she also does work for Kellen, so I can understand why she might keep some secrets.
Well, at this point, her brother's been missing for like a while now, right?
It's just been a couple of days.
Yeah, I guess.
So, okay, I can't. No, we did find that out. So we found out that Kellen is, kind of moving in on Dan's turf. So maybe Cece's brother is gotten in with Dan. That's where my brain goes. And so Lumi's like, yeah, I'm not touching that. I'm not gonna tell you nothing.
Interesting. I did think that was pretty weird, like why she didn't want to talk about that after I mean, she should know everything right now, but I can't wait to find out more about that, because that was a little weird. And then I love how Cece was just like, all right, I know you're lying, but I'm not gonna press the issue. I'm like, does she want to find her brother?
So I think part of that might be dealing with the fact that Cece needs therapy.
again, like you said, don't they all need therapy?
So maybe she's just like, you know what,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
Cece's
wanna
been a
cry.
lot Cece's been like a lot of worse off because she's been going through all these horrible things and dealing with her humanity loss.
Look, in the past, this only happened in one night. In the past night, she's gotten hit by a car and seen a poor man blown to bits.
Yeah.
She's just like, you know what, I don't want to deal with it. I don't have the time right now. As much, yeah, it's her little brother, but she needs some decompressed time.
Yeah. Sapphire texts her ex, and we kind of get a little sense of something going on there. Like she doesn't want to talk to her ex or something going on with her ex, but immediately someone calls her and warns her not to call her ex anymore. This was hilarious. Yeah, well, contact. This was hilarious to me because I don't know what it was, but like Grant was obviously trying to get her not to do this thing, and then Sapphire was like, man, this makes me want to do it even more. And then Grant was like, he calls you back and says, look, I know you're gonna want to do this even more, but don't, because this is me just trying to keep you safe. So, and it's just like, I don't know if that was the DM trying to be like, hey, let's not go down this path, or the DM being like, somebody's really watching you and they heard that you want to do this even more.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder, is it Sapphire that really wanted to know, or is it just Andy?
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I'm sitting here going, okay, I got told if I'm in character, but at the same time, it's not me playing Sapphire, but if I get told not to do something as a person, I'm gonna want to do it. It's like, don't push this big red button. I'm gonna push the button. That's why I got in trouble in World of Warcraft. There's big red buttons, and I pushed them.
Let's see. The group heads off to the incinerator to dispose of Callus's and Bruce's body. They have a little bit of a funeral. It was nice for a cyberpunk funeral. Everybody kind of got to say their goodbyes. Everybody got to say, whatever, and just kind of a little bit of a send-off. And did they say what happened when they got incinerated? Like, who got to keep the ashes or anything?
They don't do that. They don't keep the ashes or anything like that. They give them plaque.
Yeah. Who kept the plaque?
I think they made one for each of them.
Really?
I think so. I think that's the way it was being told. I could be wrong.
Afterwards, they head to a Netrunner club to meet their new crewmate. And they've been talking about this one for a while. His name is Brenner.
Yep.
Oh. We flash back to Kellen talking to Brenner and telling him about the crew and when they're coming in, and you get like a little bit of feel for him right there, and he's kind of indebted to Kellen. I don't know. It was kind of a weird relationship. Like, he owes Kellen, so he's like, I'll just do this job just because I owe you, which is, I think, is a very easy way to slide in a new character, and then we'll build on your story later.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a good way to connect them.
But
especially since they do need a Netrunner.
Yeah, they do need a Netrunner. And then we go back to present day. The crew meets Grinner inside this net cafe, right?
Yep. Well, it's a bar, but who can tell? Jax.
Jax?
Mm-hmm. Because they're net running, they jack in, so Jax.
So everybody meets. I just got that, actually. Everybody just meets. everybody meets Grinner. We get, I don't know. They tell him of the situation. You know, Kellen said you can help us, and he's just like, oh yeah, whatever. If Kellen sent you, I gotta do it, type thing. And they work in the new character into the story. I do wonder, because you told me that originally there were supposed to be 6 people playing Cyberpunk, right?
I believe there were. I remember Grant saying, I think either in a Leon's or at the end wrap up of campaign 1 or something. In somewhere he said he likes to have 6 people.
Yeah.
So
Man.
that's what I was thinking, is that he was supposed to be there anyways.
Which is not that big of a jump, because I mean his last campaign he had 4 people, Oliver, Nivitz, Zaldwin, Carl. So, but 6 people is like a lot. I think 3 people is a good fit, but I mean you're doing a podcast trying to have story. I do think that I'm just scared that everybody's gonna try to have something going on, and it's gonna be a lot of, we gotta have this character doing this or that character doing that, and
we already have that.
Yeah, so it's like I'm kind of, I don't want things to take too much. I mean, which I like to role play, so I'm still not too terrified of that, but it's just like you don't want too many sub stories going on at one time.
Because we have Cece and her family and her little brother.
Mm-hmm.
We have Sapphire and her ex,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever's going on there. We had Callus. Sadly, he's gone.
Yeah.
We have Roger and his band. I will say Roger has at the moment, the least complicated thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but then he has Noka too. Noka and kind of Dan Dieter.
Never mind. I take it back.
Then we got Cat and his ball and Kid and Tritus.
Bodies, whatever.
So I mean,
going on there.
I don't mind having these like sub stories, but it's just kind of like the rate of which I want to get to them and how I want to have them done and everything. I mean, not how I want to have them done, but it's just kind of like I take The Walking Dead, for instance. You know how sometimes they have an episode and it's completely about one person, and then the next episode, it's not about that person anymore. It jumps to another person. And you're like, man, I was interested in this person. When are we going to get back to that? So,
or like they'll give you a whole arc of just one subsection of people, and then they disappear for 2 weeks, and you're like, wait a minute, what happened to them?
Yeah, definitely.
So I get it.
But I do think Grant does a good job of like trying to like balance all that stuff out. So I'm worried, but then I'm not worried. You know, I trust Grant. He's a great DM. We finally get a description of Rhonda.
Yes.
What? Give me that description.
Oh, she's just a beige sedan. Basically, she's that 70s car. She's a station wagon with a, the wood panel down the side. She's a family car, except she also has a bedroom in the back.
I mean, that makes sense. Why she has all that room back there?
Well, it's not only that. He built his character smart, because unlike everybody else, you don't have to pay rent.
Yeah, I did notice that when they were going through that. We find out that Kellen is blackmailing Grinner. Everybody's a little bit dirty in Night City, so
What does she have on him? That's what I want to know.
I do want to know that too, because it's like Kellen is one of those characters, those comfort characters that I trust. So now I'm just like, oh, well, should I be trusting Kellen? Should I be suspicious of Kellen?
I'm already there, but that's just me.
Roger questions Grinner's qualifications for the job. He's like, can you fix this? Can you do this? He just starts giving him like a list of things of like, can you do this or can you do that type things. It was hilarious to me because I love how Cody plays Roger.
it's amazing. It's like 1 minute he's really like I don't know how to say it. He's like really good at being clueless, but at the same time knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I am still upset about. Only thing I'm upset about with Roger is how he looks. He looks like a 19-year-old. Well, through the art, he looks like a 19-year-old kid that wants to be like cyberpunk rock, but he sounds like how we were saying before, like a crocodile hunter rocker.
So I don't know if you've actually went back and looked. Odie finally kind of said who he really based him off of, and I don't remember the guy's name, but it's from a TV show, The Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
The rocker guy off of that with the black hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
That's who he's kind of based off of. I got more of David Bowie vibes, which he's still good with that too, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, he does still look like a child.
It's just... Rocker Crocodile Dundee just fit the voice of the character so well that I just want, when you said that, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm expecting now. And then when it wasn't that, I was let down.
I mean, I could draw it for you, I guess.
I mean, draw it, submit it, do whatever. We will start a petition about changing Cody's character forcibly through the fans.
Forcibly through the fans, he is now Rocker Crocodile Dundee. Got it.
They give Grinner calluses. That's so hard to like look at and say Grinner. They give Grinner calluses eye, and he hacks into it. He logs into the eye, and then he does his whole VR thing, and he gets into the memory of the eye or whatever, and we start to see Calluses and Bruce Day. Yes. Is this where from the beginning of what kind of happens? We don't have audio, so it's kind of like a video thing, and Grant does a good job of painting the scene and everything. But do you want to go through what happened?
So as he's looking through the guy, like through the eye, he sees a human man, which we are being perceived that because he describes that you see through Callus's eyes. But you see a human man, and it's only a video. There's no sound. Then Callus is talking to a Grey Ketic. He gives Callus a key, which is the key that Sapphire has, which is also the key to her apartment. There's a phone call, but of course we don't see anything, don't hear it. It was like, I think Grant said it was like a 4-minute call, and Grinner couldn't get anything on that. It was all wiped. Like, Callus was very meticulous with his files. They were just clean. And the next person that they see on screen is a white Ketic. White, fluffy one, who is a female. And she is the one that seemingly is attacking Callus. Well, excuse me, she doesn't do it, but people that work with her do.
And Grant even goes like, there's not many white, fluffy Ketics around, and you pretty much know who this is.
Yeah. And apparently the meeting gets really tense really quick, and that's when they leave really fast. There's snipers on the roof, people in the alleyway. Bruce gets him in the car, but he's injured, and the last thing that Grinner saw was the headlights and being T-boned.
I do find one thing funny is that I put in my notes, Pippin plays too much Skyrim, because he was like, Khajiits. And I was like, Khajiits has wares for you.
I left that out of my notes because I was trying to be nice.
Hilarious to me. No.
It's like, you're racist.
But I do see, like, I know Nathan and Grant came up with the cat folks and the dog folks, and they wanted to put them in the game. And then when Pippin said that, I was like, oh, that is kind of similar. But no, it was just funny. I was like, man, Pippin, stop playing too much Skyrim. They move on to talk about this vampire, see what Grinner knows about vampires, and I think he does like a little search on that vampires, right?
I think so. Yes. Well, he spoogles it in front of them to be like, wait, what?
Yeah. But I don't think he comes back with much. I mean, a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff that they already know.
Yeah, it's like recent chatter, drugs, maybe. You know, he's like, I've seen stories about it. I don't believe them.
Yeah. Then they started heading back towards the Hawk. You know, they talked of quite a bit here. Roger asks Grinner for something, and Cece gets upset. What was that? Why did I leave that back?
It's Roger asked Grinner about getting him a guitar. That's what Cece does.
Oh, she's the fixer.
Yes, so that's her job, is to find things and get discounts. And she's like, excuse you? That is my job. What?
Yeah, because he basically asked Grinner to search the web and apply honey. This would be the perfect time to have a honey ad. I'm gonna get me some ads. We're gonna have some ads one day. And he basically told Grinner to search the website and put honey in, and then find him a guitar where CC could go to the factory, get it at half price, or, you know, the dealership price, and that's her job. That's her whole deal. I remember that now. And that was funny, but it was just kind of just see like, what can the new guy do? What's the new guy's abilities?
That part was just amazing, because I'm like, Roger, that's insulting. It's like you've had somebody that could have done that for you the whole time.
Yeah. They show Grinner the body and give him a list of questions. They show him the body of the vampire woman, and he immediately, he doesn't freak out too much, but he does freak out. He is very much, we find out a little bit about Grinner. He is very on edge character. He seems a little scary, a little shaky, like he might be the first person to run away in a fight, but he is a net runner. They hang out in the back and hack into stuff while you are in the foreground doing the shooty shoots.
He is a little anxious chihuahua. Leave him alone.
He is very anxious and tiny like chihuahua. Grinner finds a memory chip from the vampire, right?
Yes.
Yep.
But the thing is that Sapphire has to remove it. He's like, what?
Yeah. So this is where we get into like everybody's abilities and what they can do and how they can do. Because Grinner's like, I found a memory chip, but I mean, I'm not basically licensed to remove this. And then Sapphire walks in and is like, somebody talk about destroying a body. And she actually ends up breaking it a bit when she pulls it out. But Grinner may be able to fix it.
Yeah, but they need a brain dance viewer.
Yep.
Which is what they use at the bar that he's usually at. But that's not something you want to take to a public place like that.
Yeah, especially we don't know what's on it. I mean, it's clearly vampire related, but and then I don't know. Like we really haven't seen. Have we actually seen inside of Callus's place?
No, we did not. Now, I do know that TJ described it as being very clean, minimalist.
Well, I mean, Callus. You know, he went to a bar for his brain dances because, you know, brain dances help you, is a way to relax in Cyberpunk. You are a way to get thrills. You can you can basically buy a brain dance, and then you are jacked into somebody's memories of whatever they were doing, where it was like something fun, sexual, dying, blah blah blah. You get those last feelings. But
it's Black Mirror.
Yeah. But Callus does brain dances, so I was always wondering, did he have one at his house? So I was wondering if they were gonna go to his house and be like, "Hey, got this brain dance," and Callus has like a VR tech there. But I mean,
it could come up later. My first thought was to go to a place like the bar, but then at the same time I'm sitting here thinking, this could possibly be a vampire lady. We don't know what the hell is on this thing. I wouldn't put that in a public area.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past this crew of stealing what they need, or you know, just acquiring it hot off a truck. But
I mean, pirates.
Yeah, they have pirates. But anyway, Grinner fixes it, and they don't have a way to play it. They kind of talk for a little bit, and I think Grinner wasn't aware. No, they show Grinner the body, but they talk about what to do next. And Kat's like, "Hey, we could just pull the stake out the vampire lady and just talk to her." And everybody was like, "No, we're not gonna do that." And Kat's just like, "Well, you know, it's an idea," and we know how Kat gets when he gets ideas.
Let's not encourage that. Not that one.
I mean, it's just a little vampire. They beat her once before. She can't be as bad the second time.
You're making my head.
But the episode kind of winds down there. Sapphire goes in and does what at the end? I think the episode ends there. They need a brain dance viewer.
Yeah, that's what we did.
It's a cat.
It's not cat, but it is a cat because he decided he wanted to join. And I yeeted him.
So the episode does end there. I don't know why I remember something else in it, but I didn't write it down. But the episode ends there. It was a pretty solid episode. We got to meet another character. I like him. We found out that this is, if you guys don't know, from the original campaign, this is Adam. He played the shrimp fish person that they let
Mordecai peed on.
Yeah, that they let go into space, and he took over things. And this was before they floated in space for like 7 years, right?
Yeah, it's with the second crew with Mordecai, Grundle, Goy, and Billy Boom, I think, because he changed.
Yeah, Tavian. Anyway, but the Adam, what's his real name? Mike plays Adam in Grinner. He does pretty good. I like his voice. He has a very like relaxing voice, kind of very radio show, radio announcer type voice. I can't wait to see more of Grinner. For this episode, I am definitely going to give it 7 out of 10 for me. What about you? What are your thoughts on this episode?
Me, it's an 8 out of 10 because I'm a little biased. I really like Grinner. I've done a lot of fan art for Grinner already, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, you've had more time with Grinner than I have.
Yeah. But I actually enjoyed meeting him. I thought the scene of meeting him and the description of the bar, Jackson bar, was awesome because, you know, you had them making fun of the whole, there's a guy in the background doing Mario noises and other kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, all around, it was a great episode. I can't wait to see where things go from here. Because now the crew has their Netrunner. They can commit the plan to go steal a helicarrier. What is what is it called?
An AV.
An AV.
At least that's it. They keep changing the name on it. I think it's just an AV.
It is just an AV, but I think like the extended name is like AV Helicarrier B3's XJ9.
You won't get me to remember that. It was hard enough for me to remember the cleaner thing, and I don't even remember it now.
So, but I'm excited to see where it goes. I still can't believe where you were saying like Grant thought this campaign would be over by now.
Mm-hmm.
How?
I don't know, but at the same time, you have to sit here and think. I don't think he thought the first campaign was going to go as long as it did.
Okay.
That first campaign was...
I don't know if that means like Grant just kind of was like, I only wrote this much, but it keeps expanding, or like he expects like there's a secret. You know, I don't know if you ever played like Far Cry video games, but in every Far Cry video games, it's like you meet the bad guy at the beginning and he tells you to do something. And then something happens where you know, something blows up and then you go off and do whatever. But if you just stay where you are or turn around and go back, you can beat the game in like 5 minutes. So that's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. Is that what Grant's talking about? Like if they do something or a lot, I'm like, if they wake up like somebody's been telling them to, do they wake up and like, oh, you're in a simulation? And
then you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be so mad.
I'm gonna be pissed. I wonder if, I wouldn't put past Grant to have like a different theme of each campaign. What if the object of this campaign was to die so you could wake up? And then I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, what if they die and they wake up and then that player's gone, like they don't get to make a new character, but they get to do like subtle world hints to like make the other player think that they are in like Inception, and then they have to wake the other player up. I don't know how that would be done, but
what if Callus is still technically alive?
See, yeah, that was where I was going. But it's just like, if you were doing that, I think the goal would be doing a total player wipe at the same time. So you all die at the same time to wake up at the same time.
Hold on, think about it. Because of what you're saying, Sapphire just got a call from somebody called the Guardian. It's Callus. He's calling from the other side. Now, I have no clue. This is a good tinfoil hat theory. I will say that, you know, need more registering. But
I mean, I like it.
I don't know. I like it, but I seriously, while I want that to be kind of what it is, at the same time, I don't think Grant would do that. But then again, it's Grant.
I mean, I trust Grant too much. I trust Grant too much. I'm just like, yeah, Grant, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. You're not gonna try to trick me. And then he does it every time.
Every time.
I still think about I still think about going back and us doing like videos on season 1. But when
I just restarted it.
But when Zoros was like, I'm not the bad guy here, you know, I'm just a guy just, you know, dealt the wrong hand. I was like, now we gotta help Zoros. He's not the bad guy here. He just wants a better life.
He's technically not the bad guy. He really wasn't.
Exactly. He was tired of the same cycle.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you're saying with the whole waking up thing. It's like he woke up, realized what was going on. He's like, screw this. I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over again, and I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna fix it.
Yep.
Or try to.
But that is where we are, everybody. that was episode 9 of Retrograde Infinitum. I hope that you enjoyed this little review. We will try to kick out another episode soon, but come join the Discord, listen to the podcast, listen to the other great podcasts, ask questions, leave comments, let us know what you think. We can't wait to hear from you, and we appreciate you for watching. Tune in next time. Bye.